kids, welcome back to our YouTube channel. I'm Ms. Aruni covering your grade 11 business and accounting studies. Today we are going to discuss about the non-profit organizations. So what are non-profit organizations? You have learned about these in business organizations as well as in your first lesson. So non-profit organizations are organizations which either provide a good or service with the aim of social welfare. So the main purpose of staying in business is to provide social welfare to the society. So these organizations maintain two accounts, the receipts and payments account as well as the income statement. So in the receipt and payment account, they have receipts such as subscriptions, selling flags or magazines, donations, selling stickers or posters. All the income will be recorded under the receipts and the payments made will be recorded under the payments such as expenses, bills and rent. So to identify whether they have got a surplus or a deficit, so they don't calculate profit or loss, they only have surpluses or deficits, they have the income statement. So this is your activity number 7. It is the only activity where you have to prepare the receipt and payment account as well as the income statement. There are set of additional information given, so I'm doing this activity with you. So these are the set of transactions. Before going to the transactions, let's first consider the additional information. The first one is number of members are 400 and the membership fee per member is 200. So you have to multiply 400 by 200. The answer is 80,000. But see, what we have received is just 75,000. So since we are making these accounts for the year ended, we need to add 5,000 more. So if you look at the subscription account, receipts are 75,000. A receivable of 5,000 is there. So the general journal entries will be subscription debit 5,000, subscription receivable account credit 5,000, right? So those will be the entries you have to firstly consider. Second one, so Putte, always remember it's okay to have an entry like this even at a site, so that even if you had limited time, the teachers know that you tried to do something. You did not keep the place blank. You tried your best to write something and get a good mark, right? So the second one is a bit tricky. You have to do 2 transactions or to record 2. That is telephone charges of rupees 600 as well as the refreshment expense of rupees 1,500 have to be paid. So see, the telephone charges is 7,500 but 600 more is due. Refreshment expense is 2,000 given, 1,500 is due as well. So hence there are 2 different accounts. So we have to record them separately. So telephone charges will be debited to 600. So 7,500, another 600 should be added here. You have to write that. And then payable account, telephone charge payable account will be credited. Next, refreshment expense account will be debited 1,500 and there will be a payable account created. So rather than, since this is asking only for the income statement and the receipt and payment, you can add these values at least in front of the transaction so you won't miss it, right? But I prefer, or I would instruct you to have the entry as well, because it shows that you are a child who knows how to do accounts, right? So then the third one is the rent payment of rupees 5,000 paid for the next year is included in the rent value. So here building rent was 30,000, but the true value for the year is only 25,000. You have to deduct 5,000. So rent advance account will be debited because we have to credit 5,000 from the rent account. And finally, they say, without saying that depreciation has happened or done, they say that the book value of non-current assets will be 24,500 for equipment. See, equipment is 25,000. So that means 500 has been taken away as depreciation. Furniture 7,125, which means the furniture value of 7,500 has reduced to 7,125, which means 375 is taken as depreciation. So you have to at least write it at a corner, so you will be able to make your receipt and payment account as well as the income statement. So here is the receipt and payment account and the income statement. Let's take each transaction. Balance brought forward 30,000. We take it to the receipt and payment account. Subscription value received is 75,000. So remember, the receipt and payment account is equal to the cash book. We don't have the payables in here, right? So here only 75,000 is taken. But see, in the income statement, we record 80,000. So if you could record the receipt and payment as well as the income statement together, you can do it easily and maintain or reduce the time taken, right? Next, building rent 30,000. We said that we have to deduct 5,000. Here you write we paid 30,000, but at the expense of rent, we deduct 5,000 and write 25,000. Then telephone charges 7,500. As I said before, there was 600 rupees. So telephone charges will be 8,100. Right? I forgot something, and that was what? I did not talked about the receipt and payment. Here we only have 7,500 recorded, but here we have 8,100 because we consider the payables when we are making the income statement. So I hope those transactions are clear to you. Next one, purchase of equipment. So since we spend money for the equipment purchase, we write that 25,000. Are we going to take that to the income statement? Did you do that to the profit and loss? Did you take all the non-current assets? We did not. They are not expenses. So that's why they are not taken. But see, while I was maintaining the particular pattern of writing transactions, after the telephone charges, I wrote the equipment depreciation. So since there's a difference in book value, I recorded that and showed that a depreciation is there. So when you do so, when you follow the same order, you won't miss anything, right? So next, labor cost 2,800. That will be a cost, no other entries. So I have taken it to the income statement as well as the receipt and payment accounts. Purchase of magazine 600. We are purchasing it. So magazine purchase 600. It is recorded. Magazine purchase here as the expense. I have recorded it as well. Then purchase of furniture 7,500. Here it is a non-current asset. So I have taken it to the receipt and payment, but not into the income statement. But I have written the depreciation value, right? So next one is the refreshment expense, 2,500. We had 1,500 to add. So we add that and then we write the total of 3,500 in the income statement under expenses, while we write only 2,000 in the receipt and payment account. And then we have the transportation cost of 1,200. We write that here as well as in the income statement. Right, I think I missed one. That was the sale of magazines 400, right? So the sale of magazine 400, we have to write it as well as in the income side, you have to write that 400. Later on, there's also a receipt from the well-wishers 23,000. Since it is a donation or a receipt, we write that we got the money, so we write it in the receipt and payments account. And since it's an income, we write it in the income statement. So when we balance this, first we have to balance the receipt and payment account. This balance will be carried down to the next year, while the income statement, when the income minus expenses, will show us that a surplus or a deficit will be there. So there's one thing you have to remember. First thing, don't be afraid of non-profit organizations. It's just like making a cash book and a profit and loss account. The only difference is we call it receipt and payment account rather than cash book. And rather than calling it the profit and loss statement, we call it the income statement. So another thing to remember is that remember the name given, right? You write it as receipt and payment for the year ended. Income statement for the year ended. It is not as at, right? Only the statement of financial position has as at a particular date, right? So with that, we can end the lesson. Hope you enjoyed learning with us. Thank you.